Good day everyone and welcome back again to more Tsukihime. Let's carry on. It feels like some invasive plant is growing in my head. It hurts so much that I can't think. I can't cope with the reality of never seeing Ciel again. I leave the park, my steps feeble, my memories hazy. It's happening again. I'm exhausted. The weed in my brain has grown into a thicket of tangled thorns, creaking and groaning as it tightens around my non-functioning gray matter. I tumble heavily into the bed. An ominous darkness creeps closer and closer, looming over my shoulder. But the faces that come to mind now are no different from the ones I saw this morning. With that final thought, I close my eyes. All I want is to go to sleep like a brain-dead scarecrow. Oh, another history lesson. This time it's a dream, instead of reading from the book. I dream of myself from long ago. Humans tend to reminisce more and more as they age. I suppose I'm no exception. There are abilities I have use for, and those I do not. That which I need, and that which I don't. Myself of today, and myself of tomorrow. I sift through them all and store what belongs to the past in my workshop, as though writing a memoir I will never read. Disposing of one's past self is part of being human. The hour of my death is nigh. To be exact, I have about 1 week left in this world. That fair avatar will soon come for me, and this life will come to an end. It stirs no particular emotion in me. All humans must die. That is their inevitable fate. If there's anything I fear, it is the moment I wake. The sensation of crawling free from unending darkness never gets any less repulsive, no matter how many times I experience it. I reflect on my past as I chart my future. The life I leave behind was a failure. My body was born frail, so I devoted myself to extending the longevity of the flesh. While I found some success in halting aging, the overall experiment proved fruitless. As I expected, the human body is not fit for eternal youth. What shall I pursue next? So much of my research remains unfinished. My current topic of study, agelessness, proved counterproductive, even regressive. So next I will study inheritance. Humans combine desirable genes to birth superior descendants. Might this be achieved more directly and efficiently? Consider the dead apostle. Though they may grant undeath to their minions, that does not extend to passing on their powers. Indeed, they have no reproductive functions to speak of. They may experience lust and sexual desire, but they cannot produce offspring. Their individual longevity renders a reproductive capacity unnecessary. Family, in Dead Apostle Society, refers to minions nurtured with particular care. Dead Apostles of rank 6 or higher may possess what they call sons and daughters, but these are merely talented mortals they have adopted and turned at the right time. If any are truly connected by blood, it is only because they are a parent and child in life. Such as the case of Lord Roseanne, the last hope of the aristocracy, who became a vampire alongside his beloved daughters. He and his supporters are considered one of the most powerful factions in Dead Apostle Society, and his success and life satisfaction are the envy of even his fellow ancestors. Yet his greatest lamentation is that he will never see a grandchild. Dead apostles cannot give birth to children. Dead apostles cannot pass on their powers. They cannot even pass on their genes. They are fatally flawed as living creatures. This is the primary reason that despite their superiority to humans, they are not counted as Homo sapiens. Dead apostles cannot create dead apostle children. No matter how strong their curse, and an ancestor's curse is potent indeed, enough to challenge the world, it will vanish with them. That is not perfection, and so I still have work to do. I have decided on my next topic of study. The curses held by the 27 ancestors. I shall devise a way that they can be inherited. The primary issue is that each principle is unique. They cannot be imitated, and copying them would negate their uniqueness, diluting their power. Thus, inheritance is the key. I have designed a technique to make all 27 principles mine, repurposed for my own use. 15. The inheritance and use of all curses and liabilities, or the forceful transfer of one's power and fate. I will define the efficacy of my next self. I will murder, claim, and exploit. Yes, murder must be the foundation. In much the same way as humans bequeath possessions. Inelegant as it sounds when put into words, the death of the previous owner is necessary for any inheritance to be passed on. Inheritance. I pride myself on the accuracy of the term. An inheritance from one's parents is rarely much to celebrate. For most, the best case scenario is overwhelming debt. Will my next body be strong enough to bear that burden? Ah, the stars are falling. The fair avatar has departed. My torso has been reduced to nothing. My arms and legs turned to ash. All that remains is my head, which will burn away in seconds. As death takes hold of me, I ask myself once more, am I not afraid? Of course not. All I feel is regret. I sought perfection. What is perfection to you? Asked my old friend who remained at the church. To that friend, perfection could only indicate the Almighty, our all-knowing Father. Naturally, for that was the doctrine of our faith. The church created an unchanging being and proved its omnipotence by spreading its word. Even as they knew that the universe is constantly expanding, they declared their God a universal constant. But that is utterly, laughably mistaken. The very idea of a constant is antiquated. It is always humans of the present day that push knowledge and awareness further. What value is there in being omnipotent in a bygone era? Perfection is not an object to be obtained, but a destination at which one must arrive. Humanity's terminus, the conclusion to its story, the meaning of my soul, the answer to our question, purpose. I want to reach that conclusion, that constant state where nothing can be gained or lost. That is the only eternity to be found on this earth. The vampires known as ancestors pursue eternity itself. What I pursue is the means to reach it. It is only natural then that they scorn me as a heretic. We are fundamentally different creatures. I know beyond a doubt that my path is not mistaken, even if my methods turn out to be flawed. Though this too is a hollow proclamation. My old self, the theologian, died the day I saw the castle and its field of stars in bloom. I discovered that eternity already existed. Or rather, I discovered something that I wish to preserve for eternity. Even now, no matter how many times I leave this world, I still return to this agonizing cycle of hatred and joy. In one fateful moment, I weighed my desire to know the whole universe against my desire to know a single woman. And in that moment, the theologian died. So heed my words, you who hears this. Engrave this morning deep within your soul. To look with human eyes upon the light of the planet is a grave sin. Once all is done, you will learn just what it is you fell in love with. Reconcile. As I sleep, I dream. A hazy, meaningless dream that lingers on my tongue like burnt sugar. Do you want her? I don't know. I have reason enough to, and we've grown close. Everything's such a mess now that I can't remember how I felt at first. But no matter how messy our relationship is, there's no denying that I've developed feelings for her. Do you love her? I don't know anymore. I know I want to see her. I want to hear her voice. But when I imagine openly declaring my feelings, I hesitate. You already did though, earlier, dude. She means a lot to me, but I'm scared to consider what I might mean to her. I recall that stormy afternoon after my encounter with Arkwade, after I learned who I truly am. There's no sugarcoating it. As great of a menace as vampires are to humanity, my eyes are no less an abomination. I should never have been born at all. In a just world, I would have frozen to death right there in the rain. That's what would have happened if she hadn't assured me that I could still atone. More than love, I feel an overwhelming gratitude to her, and with that, a desire to not disappoint her. So now, I don't know how I feel. All I wanted was to see her smile. So why? Why did I do the one thing I should never have done? Why did I cause her so much pain?
Shiki-sama.
Hisui's voice filters through the early morning light.
シキ様、お目覚めのお時間です。どうかお気を確かに。
My consciousness rises from the depths. The voice monotonous but sincere, like a whispered prayer, guides me to the surface. The instant I open my eyes, a sickening pain stabs through my temples. I must still be exhausted from last night.
おはよう、翡翠。今朝もありがとう。時間はちょっと余裕ないかな。すぐに着替えて食堂に行くよ。
I crawl out of bed still in my pajamas. The throbbing in my head persists, but it should settle down with time.
シキ様、メガネはおかけにならないのですか？
ああ、かけるよ。ちょっと頭痛がするから忘れてた。
シキ様、今朝もご気分が優れないのですか？
大丈夫。頭痛はすぐに収まる。体調だって悪くないし、ここのところ調子はいい。考え事があってちょっと寝不足なだけなんだ。
To Hisui, I must look like a death warmed over. I can't even muster the energy to put on a brave face. Ciel's goodbye chased me into my dreams, and still occupies my thoughts now that I'm awake again. My brain refuses to focus on anything else. Not Arkwade's odd behavior last night, not the pressing matter of sniffing out Roa's remaining minions.
では、学校はお休みにならないのですね。
ああ、行くよ。急がないと遅刻しちゃうけど。
School is my only point of contact with Ciel. I won't let one little headache take that away from me.
かしこまりました。それでは、どうかご無理をなさらぬようお願いします。
With eyes full of unspoken concerns, Hisui leaves the room. Another wave of pain assaults me. It subsided while I was talking with Hisui, only to flare right back up the moment she left. Holy crap.
まずこれすぐに収まりそうにない。
That was a triple. It feels like I plunged my head into a paper shredder. This is different from my usual vertigo. This is a tearing, grinding pain. can't even keep myself upright. Burying myself under the duvet, I clutch my head in my hands and try to weather the storm. The pain refuses to pass. Over the past 7 years, I've learned time and time again that there's no running from my own biology. But it's not usually this bad. Someone is driving a 5-inch nail into my brainstem, scattering my thoughts with every swing of the hammer. Looking back on it, my whole life since the accident has been an uneasy negotiation with my body. Sudden dizzy spells, headaches, and bouts of anemia have simply been par for the course. It's cost me countless things other people would consider normal. The doctors told me it was a miracle I survived, that I should be grateful to be alive at all. Perhaps they were warning me not to complain about the pain I would have to endure in exchange. I woke up seeing death all around me. As she taught me to accept my eyes, my mentor told me to treasure this miracle. I wonder what she meant by that. Perhaps she was telling me that while human life has no inherent value, I should cherish it because it was irreplaceable. I've seen a lot of death over the past few days. So many lives, also comically fragile. Each one spared or snuffed out on the flip of a coin. There's no wall separating the living from the dead. No one has a barrier around them to keep them safe. Any security we feel in our continued existence is an illusion. Life can end at any time, irrespective of our hopes and desires. To insist such a thing has value is to fail to grasp its nature. Huh? Wait. There. That doesn't that sound like me? Sounds just like you. My headache finally subsides. I take a deep breath and pull myself together. The crisp morning air helps to wash the stress away.
よし、落ち着いた。
What the hell just happened? I can't afford to fall apart. Not now. I still got a job to do. There's still the vampires we have to purge from the city, as well as working with Arkway and helping Ciel. Ciel, of course. She won't be going anywhere a while. There are still vampires around. And as long as she's here, she'll probably keep up her high school student facade. Well, it's a straw to cling to at any rate. The sooner I get to school, the sooner I can find out. Still nursing a throbbing head, I step out into the hallway. I descend the stairs to the lobby. The dining room is down the corridor to my right. In front of me, the double doors promise passage to the outside. I hesitate for a moment. Do I eat breakfast in the dining room and then drop in on Akia in the parlor as usual? Or focus on finding Ciel as soon as I possibly can? What should I do? Hold on over there, peeps. Uh-huh. Seeing as how this is the Ciel route, we're gonna make her our priority. I should say good morning at least. Nah, she's too important today. Today, Ciel's my priority. Something tells me that if I don't hurry, I'll never see her again. I can't afford a leisurely breakfast right now.
シキ様
History's voice follows me from the dining room as I make for the door. She looks at me with concern in her eyes. Who knows how long she's been waiting here for me.
ごめん、このまま学校に行くよ。琥珀さんと明葉にも伝えておいてくれ。
Before History can say anything more, I hurry off. A convenience store stop on the way will have to do for breakfast. I feel bad for always causing History trouble, but getting to school is my top priority right now. I arrived at the school gates. Since I ran the entire way, it isn't even 7:30 yet. I stand by the gates and wait for CL. A few students shoot me suspicious glances as they pass, but I don't pay them any attention. The time crawls past 7:30. Students are arriving in droves now. But clubs having been suspended, this is the peak of the morning rush. The school gates are getting more congested by the second. I see no sign of CL among the crowd. It's 7:50 a.m. Only 5 minutes until the gates close. I still haven't found her. Maybe she's already inside. Maybe she used the rear entrance today. Or maybe she's never coming back. My heart aches at the thought. It frightens me to even entertain such a notion. But what really repulses me is that it no longer seems unthinkable. On some level, I feel like I've already accepted it.
バカなこと考えるな。先輩は何があっても学校にいるって言ったじゃないか。
Yeah, she must just be taking the day off. She probably needs to recover from last night. I'm sure she'll be back tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after. And if not then the day after that. When it comes down to it, all I can do is wait. Even if that means waiting forever.
だから、バカなことは考えるな。
I tune out the unease building at the back of my mind. There's no point in waiting around any longer, and homeroom's about to start. After one last look back at the street, I head inside. I walk into class just as the bell rings. Apparently, Miss Noel isn't here. She was already a substitute, so there's no one to cover for her. The student on duty is handing out the daily announcements. Arihiko's in class again today. He's almost been acting like a proper student recently.
おはよう。今朝は何かあったのか、アリヒコ。
もうおはようさん。何もないから学校に来てるんですけどね。そう、鬼気迫る顔で校門を張ってたって話じゃんか。
耳が早いな。ちょっと用があって先輩を探してたんだよ。あいにく見つからなかったけど。アリヒコ、今朝は教室にいたんだろう。先輩こっちに顔出さなかったか。
ん？先輩ってどこの先輩だよ。お前さん部活やってないんだから上級生と知り合う機会なんかねえだろ。
Ah, her spell wore off, huh?
あれか？精神的な先輩とかそういう意味？ゲームの先輩とか人生の先輩とか。
なんだそりゃ。シエル先輩はれっきとした3年生じゃないか。そりゃまあ時々あの人は下級生なんじゃないかって思う時もあるけど、基本的に先輩は先輩だよ。いやそうじゃなくて先輩が来なかったかって話なんだけど。
シエル先輩って誰それ？うちの学校に留学生なんかいたっけか？
My brain, which has slowly been recovering, freezes back over. I try to suppress the chill creeping up my spine.
シエル先輩だよ、シエル先輩。お前だって追いかけてたじゃないか。昼飯だって何度も一緒に食べただろ。
おう、そりゃ一緒にランチする相手にはこと書かない俺だが、そんな不思議な名前の先輩は知らねえって。殿、病み上がりで頭いっちまってるのか？
The floor vanishes from beneath my feet. Arihiko cracks a joke, but I can't hear it. I collapse into my chair, my thoughts a scrambled mess. Ah, I see. What were you expecting? Smirks some cynical part of me. The full weight of my choices hits me at last. CL is gone, along with every last trace that she was ever here at all. Morning classes have ended. I'm sitting dumbly at my desk, unmoving, unthinking. The lessons I just sat through could have been taught in ancient Greek for all I got from them. And now, I have no idea what to do next.
腹減ったな。
I thought all my senses had gone numb, but apparently hunger's an exception. Ariko's already gone to get himself something. My vertigo's acting up again. I need some food to distract myself with. The lunch rush has passed, so there's no more line. I press a button on the order machine and hand in my receipt at the counter and pick up a tray. It's only when I get my plate that I realize I've ordered the croquette meal. Fried food, I idly wonder whether I'll be able to keep it down. I look around for an open seat. That's odd. For a second, I thought I saw someone who looked just like CL. Now that's hilarious. I'm seeing her everywhere I look. I must really have it bad. So bad that I can't take my eyes off this random stranger even though I know it's someone else. The girl who looks like CL sits down at a table, puts her hands together in thanks, and starts eating with gusto. Digging into a bowl of curry udon no less. Even her taste is the same as CL's.
Oh.
She doesn't just look like CL, she is CL.
先輩!
I sprint to her table as fast as my legs will carry me. CL takes one look at my face and turns away in disdain. She obviously doesn't want to talk to me, but that's not going to stop me right now.
先輩、意味がわかりません。どうしてこんなとこにいるんですか？おかしいでしょ、いろいろ。
なんでって、私はここの生徒です。お昼になったらご飯を食べないとダウンしちゃうじゃないですか。
いや、それはそうなんだけど、だって昨日。
I don't know how to finish that sentence. I'm too busy trying to wrap my head around the fact that she's right in front of me. CL continues to look pointedly away.
すみません。気がせいてしまって、バカなことを口走りました。
いいですけど、なぜ気がせいていたんですか？
だって、もう先輩に会えないと思っていたから、先輩がいるのが夢みたいで。
ほう、夢みたいとは大げさですね。
大げさじゃありません。あんなことがあったし、有彦は先輩を覚えてないし、見放されたんだって思うじゃないですか。俺は本当は昨日からずっと先輩にさよならって言われた時からもう会えないんだって。
In my heart of hearts, I already knew. I was trying to pretend otherwise, trying to hold off the pain. But I knew in that moment that she was gone.
どうしてあんなことを言ったんです？さよならなんて、そんなもう会えないみたいに。
はい。だって昨日はもう時間が遅かったでしょ？健全な学生さんは家に帰る時間です。
She doesn't even blink. I can hardly believe what I'm hearing.
ふざけないでください。あんなのどう取ったって真剣な別れの言葉でしょ。
仮にそうだとしても、それはあなたと私の話であって、私の学校生活とは関係がありません。それとも遠野くん、私みたいな怪物が学校にいちゃいけませんか？
CL's eyes bore into me with the same emotionless gaze I saw last night. A monster like me. Maybe she really is a vampire. Or maybe she isn't. Any other time I try to find out what the truth was from the beginning, but I didn't even consider it this time. Because to even ask that question would have felt like a betrayal. There's no denying that CL's abnormal, at least on a physical level. I've seen her heal from a mortal wound in a matter of seconds. No human body could do that. That's Arcwade's territory. If someone were to call that vampirism, or something more unnatural yet, I don't think I could argue it. But so what? She's still a person I care about. A person who means a lot to me. For the 12 or so hours I thought she was gone, my whole world was in shambles. Whatever she is, well, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but I can honestly say that it doesn't bother me. Nothing could change how I feel about her, not even if she's as unnatural as Arcwade.
いいです。どうせ私なんて嫌われても仕方ないんですから、もう気にしません。そもそもこれは私の日常ですから、遠野くんが何と言おうが好きにやるって決めたんです。
Sia returns to silently devouring her curry udon. She's gonna choke if she doesn't slow down. Her stormy expression gives off an unmistakable warning. If you got something to say, say it, but it'll be the last time we ever talk. I'm over the moon that Sia is still here, but there's something important that I need to tell her. Unless you're saying that there's no place at this school for a monster like me. Rendered speechless by the pain in her eyes when she said that, I haven't been able to answer. Now's the time to tell her how I feel. I say, you'll always be CL to me, you're a perfect 10, you're the biggest curry fiend I know. I'm pretty sure it's, you'll always be CL to me.
文句なんかありません。俺にとってシエル先輩は先輩です。いつもキビキビしていて、人のことばっかり気にかけて、メガネが似合っていてかっこよくて、俺を助けてくれた先輩です。そんなこと先輩が否定しても俺が断言します。とにかく俺にとって先輩は何があっても先輩なんです。吸血鬼だなんて思ったこともないし、怪物だなんて思うこともありません。すごい人だと思ったことは何度もあるけど、それでおじけづくこともないんです。だからさっきみたいなことを言わないでください。先輩はなんかな人じゃないんですから。それにシエル先輩がいずれ消えてしまう人なんだってこともちゃんと覚悟しています。先輩は卒業するまで学校にいると言ってくれたけど、町から吸血鬼がいなくなればどこかに行ってしまうんだって分かってる。でもあんなさよならはしたくない。最後に見る先輩の顔は笑顔であってほしいんです。
As I say this, I can actually feel tears threatening to come. I look down so she doesn't see. Having accepted that my worst fear would someday come to pass, I let my emotions get the best of me and spill my heart out. But I said what I wanted to. I have so much more to say, so much more to ask. But for now, I'm glad I was able to tell her how I feel.
ありがとうございます。今のお返事は素直にびっくりするぐらい嬉しいです。それとごめんなさい。意固地になっていたのは私の方だったみたいです。
先輩？
I raised my head.
お話はよくわかりました。それじゃあ遠野くんは私がどんな体でも気にしないと言うんですか？
もちろんです。まあどんな体という意味を講義に解釈するとその限りではないですけどね。
じゃあ一緒にいても嫌わないですか？
嫌いません。むしろ謝らせてください。 昨日は一日先輩を困らせてばかりでした。アルクエイドのことだって先輩に相談していれば穏便に済んだだろうし。だから本当にもう全面的に俺が悪かったです。これからはちゃんと先輩の忠告を聞きますから許してください。
I bowed my head in apology. Whatever reasons I may have had, I ended up causing her pain. I quietly resolved never to do that again.
まったく遠野くんにはかないませんね。忠告を聞くってまだ戦う気満々じゃないですか。もう私や吸血鬼には関わるなと念を押しに来たのに、そんな顔をされたら放っておけません。
先輩、それじゃあ。
CL sighs through a poorly concealed grin and gets to her feet.
よろしい。なら握手しましょう。
握手ですか？
はい、仲直りの握手です。それで昨日のことはお互い水に流しましょう。まあ遠野くんが私と手をつなぐのが嫌だというのなら別にしなくてもいいですけど。
嫌なわけがありません。
I clasped my hand around hers. Her fingers are slender, pale and soft. They burn with the warmth of human life.
はい、これで仲直りです。これからもよろしくお願いしますね、遠野くん。
A familiar smile spreads across CL's face. I blush a little as I reply in agreement.
それとありがとう。ちゃんと俺に分かるように食堂に来てくれて。先輩にまた会えて嬉しくて仕方がありません。
Those should have been the first words I said to her. I'm ashamed to have left them till now. CL's eyes widen for a moment, and then her face softens into a gentle, content smile. We finish eating and I leave the cafeteria. With only a few more minutes of lunch left, it's time to split up and return to our respective classes. Me to my own second year classroom, CL to her third year. Wait a second. In all my euphoria, there's something I forgot. Don't we need to talk about the Arcway situation? Or what to do about Roa's remaining minions? It's fine, we can discuss that after school. Better bring it up now just in case. It's always something. Wait, no. I better bring it up now just in case.
いいはずがない。先輩、ちょっと。
はい。
I quickly call out to stop her.
何ですか遠野くん、5限目始まっちゃいますよ。早く教室に戻らないと。
そうですけど今日はちゃんと話したいんです。茶道室に行きませんか？あそこなら誰にも話は聞かれません。
It looks like CL can already tell where this is going.
仕方ありませんね。5次元目をサボタージュすることになりますが、単位は大丈夫ですか？
Of course, I nod. CL leaves for the student club's annex on her own, carrying herself like she has no idea who I am. Maybe I better start paying attention to that kind of thing. Too many of my classmates don't get suspicious. The bell rings to announce the start of the 5th period. I never skipped class so openly before, while still in the school building no less.
ご心配なく。先生方は茶道室に近づきませんから、見つかることはありませんよ。
Tail's in the kitchen brewing some tea. She seems so at ease. This definitely isn't her first time ditching.
お待たせしました。こちらは今日のお茶となります。一口いただいて落ち着いたところで、遠野くんからお話をしてください。
How should I approach this? I want to talk about what happened with Arkway last night, but leading with that risks wasting a valuable opportunity. Let me think. Ask about her relationship with Miss Noel. Ask about her gothic fort. Miss Noel? I've never asked her about her relationship with Miss Noel, but now's as good a time as any.
シエル先輩とノエル先生って仲がいいですよね。ノエル先生、シエル先輩のことをいつもすごい子だって褒めてましたよ。
Tail practically yelps. I've never thought someone so level-headed could lose her cool so dramatically.
違うんですか？
I decided to press her a little. Tail composes herself.
ええ、まあシスターノエルとはもう何年もコンビを組んでいますから。遠野くんにはそう見えているんですか？あと彼女が私を褒めていたんですか？本当に？
Her voice trembles with hesitancy of a child who's just been told off. Here I go putting my foot in my mouth again. The animosity between them must run deeper than I realized.
すみません。ちょっと探りを入れました。一見すると二人の仲はいいように見えますが、ノエル先生はシエル先輩への敵外心というか競争意識があって、シエル先輩はノエル先生にどことなく遠慮しているように見えます。
もう私とノエル先生が不仲ではないのかと心配しての質問でしたか？ご安心を。それは遠野くんの杞憂ですので。私たちは代行者です。互いの役割に私情を持ち込みませんし、私生活には踏み込みません。ノエル先生が何に興味を持ち、時間外なのに遠野くんにちょっかいを出したり、職務の後どれほど深酒をしていようと咎めたりすることはないのです。
More than being on bad terms, it sounds like they aren't on any terms. I think Sia might be bad at making friends.
じゃあ吸血鬼を退治する時以外会ったりはしていないと。それもそうか。年も離れているし趣味も違いそうだし、休日一緒に過ごしている二人を想像できないし。
年が離れている。参考までに質問させてください。私くらいの子がノエル先生と一緒にいるのは不自然ですか？
まあ教師と生徒の関係ですから。ノエル先生、教師としては若いと言っても25歳だし。
Tail makes another unintelligible noise. I never thought someone so rarely faced could react with such violent surprise.
先輩
25歳って潜入任務ですから多少の偽装はするでしょうけど、シスターノエル。
Uh-oh. I'd better abandon this line of questioning here, or I might find Miss Noel using her halberd on me next. I got some entertaining expressions out of CL at least. Time to change the topic.